How is it fair if I give you copies of my current premiums? Isn't that just letting you see my broker's work? Hey, if you're an insurance agent, you've probably heard this a time or two in asking for policies. In this video, I'm going to share with you the best answer to give back to this prospect that will help you obtain what you're looking for, the premiums. What's up, everyone? This is Micah here with the Max Revenue Show. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Let's get into this, everybody. First thing, when you're asking for premiums, the reason you want to see them, hopefully you're asking them as part of your due diligence process, right? You're really wanting to get this information so you can benchmark that data versus your other clients and just the market information that you have. So you can ultimately, when you come back and meet with your client, you're sharing with them, hey, this is how you stack up, right? So this is an important part of the due diligence process. Now, I would add this as well. Even if you're not trying to just get a BOR, but you're trying to quote, you still want to have this information going into that process. So now let's answer the question. How is this fair? I've even heard one time, isn't that un-American if I give you our premiums from a consultant? And you got to be prepared with a good answer that makes sense, right? So here's the best answer I've come up with that I think makes sense for everyone involved. And there's a couple bullet points. First thing is that the premium you're sharing with me is expiring premium. I don't know if that current carrier is going to cancel next year, if they're going to give an increase, if they're going to come down. It's simply expiring premium. I'm not asking for current premium or the new premium for the new year. That would be unfair. I totally agree with you, Mr. Business Owner. Okay, second point is your agent has that expiring premium. Don't you think they're sharing that with the other markets and underwriters they're talking to besides the current underwriter that you're with? So if there's 6 markets and you want to divide up the market and let me have 3, you don't think your agent is actually taking that and going to their other 2 markets? They are, right? So they're using that as a target premium. So if you really want a level playing field, you should be giving that to all agents involved, so myself included, right? Now, the third point I think is most critical, and this is that, again, you want the best price. That's why you're actually having me come in here to look at your program, and that's why your agent shops. You do that to make sure that you're getting the most competitive price in the market. Well, in order to do that, you want to capture underwriters' interest. And underwriters are very busy people. So if I go to an underwriter, put yourself in the underwriter's shoes. If I go to an underwriter and say, hey, XYZ plumbing company wants a quote on their insurance, I send in a full submission and they say, okay, what's the expiring price? What's the target price? I say, I don't know, I don't have that information. Now as the underwriter, again, put yourself in their shoes. What do you think they're thinking? They're gonna say, this is not really worth my time. I have a bunch of other opportunities I'm gonna work on and focus on. Maybe I'll submit a quote, but I just don't want to invest my time here. It's not high on my priority list. So as a business owner, you actually hurt yourself by not providing a starting premium. Another issue is just saving time, right? I might review your program, Mr. Business Owner, and see your premiums where they're at today, and I might just know that they're in such a good spot, I can't even beat those with my top market or 2, right? So then the last thing I want to do is ask you and your team for more time, waste hours of your time just to provide you nothing. And the last thing I would say to this is that I like to use analogies to drive home the point. One I really like is just if you're selling a house, right, or a commercial property, you're going to list a listing price. That's kind of like your expiring premium. That's your listing price. Doesn't mean you don't know where the offers are going to come in at for the, when people come and check out the property, right? Someone might go 20% over ask, someone might go 10% low. You just don't know. So there still is that sense of negotiation. I think people's biggest concern is, one thing I've heard is, from business owners, well, if I tell them I'm at, let's just say $50,000, the underwriter will only come in at maybe $45,000 instead of $35,000. Now, I get why you're thinking that. However, underwriters know that, again, there's other markets quoting, other underwriters, not the only one. So even if they come in at 45, what if someone else comes in at 35? So there's still that sense of unknowing. And also they understand that usually to get people to make a change, there have to be some significant difference. Okay, so you're not truly leaving money on the table by doing this. But anyways, those are the reasons that I've come up with throughout my career that I think will be really helpful to you out there as you're talking with business owners, asking them to share their policies and their premium. Again, to recap, I think start with the why you want it. Again, don't make this conversation about quoting. If you start off with a conversation about due diligence, then again, you tell that business owner, I'm not even quoting at this point. All I'm simply trying to do is review where you're at. Now, if they walk back and raise this concern I just addressed at the beginning of this video, the price sharing concern, now you hopefully are armed with some tools and some comebacks that make a lot of sense logically. And I think most buyers will get this if you can just clearly explain it. So be prepared, know these bullet points, so next time that you're faced with it, it's no issue to you at all. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, do us a favor here at the show, give it a thumbs up, click the subscribe button so you don't miss future episodes, and good luck out there.